Okay. Oh, sure. Just hold it there. Hold it there, Rick.
Oh, quick.
Can we interrupt you just for a second? Just one small bit for the evening. We've got a couple of speeches, not too many. One from a member of the Linton household who will be speaking shortly. And one from our guest of honour and the birthday boy himself. Now, he's promised to keep it short, but I do have to warn you, he spent 10 hours in Rome Airport yesterday writing this speech, but he promised to keep it short. Just before we get to speeches, a quick thank you. I hope you all enjoyed the cake. The cake was made by Margaret, who is here with us this evening. It was lovely, thank you very much indeed for all the effort you put into that. Now, without further ado, we thought we'd have a member of the Linton household to make a speech. Now, we thought, who can it be? There are of course three daughters. Eric has three daughters, and they had a conference, a meeting to decide who would do this. And the two older ones, of course, said, Rebecca, you're doing this, okay? So,
and I'm not nervous at all.
We know that. So the little baby sister is been volunteered to do this. Now she is a little bit nervous, so I'd like to give a big round of applause. Rebecca!
Dad. We heard from a reliable source that was a conversation that took place shortly after I was born, and it went something like this. Eric, what could be better than 3 little girls? And you responded, 3 little boys. Seriously, Dad, we're all very happy to be sharing this milestone of a birthday with you, your 80th. Andrea, Ruth and I have had a wonderful time over the last few months reminiscing over some wonderful childhood memories, and we wanted to share a few with you this evening. You're known around this room, Dad, as a well-respected architect, but we feel that some of your best work was done on St. Brelod's Bay in Jersey, designing and building sandcastles, sandbars and sandboats. We all knew every year we were the envy of every child on that beach. Dad, there were some wonderful additions to our family, as I'm sure you'll fondly remember, Amber, Blue and Altie. When we were lucky enough to get horses to join our family, you sat us all down and said what a great, huge responsibility it was to own horses. And Dad, you took that responsibility very well. Some examples of that were those early morning feeds on those cold winter mornings. But you wouldn't ask us to come with you to feed them. It was too cold. And Dad, the 2 a.m. phone call from the local farmer in Bickerstaff when those lovely horses escaped and ran wild. And of course, Dad, you wouldn't dream of waking us up to come and get those horses with you. As our form of transportation changed from horses to cars, you very kindly bought us a car to share, which was fondly known as the Yellow Citroen. Dad, we never argued. You never had to intervene on whose turn it was. We shared it equally. And we really looked after that car, which was very apparent on a snowy evening where we decided we needed to go to the local shop. And you advised us, Dad, please walk. But no, we knew better. We drove that car, and not 200 yards up Altie's Lane, it hit a snowdrift. And there sat the Yellow Citroen till a local farmer 3 days later was able to dig it out. Hundreds and hundreds of pounds later, the car was fixed, but never ran the same. Dad, over the years, from ballet classes, musical instruments, ballroom dances, swimming lessons, and yes, everybody, golf lessons, to boyfriends and discos, you were there with your guidance and support, 24-hour taxi service and cash point machine. Dad, we heard another conversation, and it went something like this. With 3 daughters, you'll live like a king. Well, in fact, Dad, we live like royalty. And on behalf of Andrea, Ruth and myself, we want to thank you and wish you a happy birthday. Please, everybody, raise your glasses to Dad, Papa and Eric. Eric. Cheers.
Well done, Rebecca.
Cheers, Dad.
And I'm sure our birthday boy has something to say in response.
No, I'm sure he's
Well, thank you, Rebecca.
Cheers, Dad.
Yes, I remember those days. Some may say that they should remember them with joy. Some is really pain because having 3 ponies is not the easiest way to stay out of pain because they attack you.